Peace, family. It's your boy Gerald. It's Friday the 13th, 2019 of September. How is everybody's week thus far? Sidestepping the negativity, staying grounded, and always speaking your truth. Because that's what really matters. So here, first of all, shout out to those people that were inquiring about Hurricane Doreen. We fared very well. Thank goodness to the fact that when it made that turn, it put we got a lot of rain. Of course, we got a lot of down trees and areas, but we were spared. We were spared significantly. So I'm very grateful. And then on the flip side, and for those who have family members that are that were impacted down in South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Bahamas, my prayers, strength goes out to you. And so this morning, already, you got to bang the gong because it's Friday 13th, and then you got some people that are about tradition as well as empowerment of what Friday 13th signifies. And, growing up, you was always taught about what Friday 13th symbolizes, the number 13 and such and such. But then I thought about it a little deeper. It just hit me. And I was like, maybe perhaps indirectly because of the human dynamic, because everything that you experience or embrace is reactionary. But we never give it credit to what we manifest, what we put focus on, what we put emphasis on, and how we navigate that energy. As you know, from day one, I've always spoken, energy out is energy returned, because you're a spiritual being first. But with that being said, I wanted to share because I got a text message from a coworker of mine, and it says, in short, I respect you. And kind of like a chain text, forward it to 12 people that you feel the same. And of course, I try to walk a life of humility. I try to stay grounded. I try to stay vigilant. I try to accept what is being shown as examples how to navigate my life. So I woke up this morning after I saw it again, and I took the time to respond. And I said what I needed to say to that person who I hold very dear with my personal life. Now, with that being said, I realized one of the greatest challenges that anybody will have to try to master, because one of the things that as a human being that you will have to learn to master is communication. That is what we know as one of the family jewels, because respect is a derivative of temperance. Temperance is the cousin to patience. It is the brother to love. And these are all derivatives that should fall within yourself. But I also realized that if you don't have a relationship with yourself, it is easy to fall in the pitfalls of life. with that being said, one of the challenges that you've come to learn through your life is seeing what is reality compared to what is expectation. What I mean by that is your relationships. How some relationships are heaven sent, and then there are some that are challenging. And as you mature, as you grow, as you reaffirm who you are by allowing yourself to be transparent, mind, body, spirit, family, mind, body, spirit, you'll also notice that your reality will correlate to what you stand on. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and make a rant about coulda, woulda, shoulda. I'm not going to do that. But I will say this. Sooner or later, you're going to have to make a choice of what your self-worth is about compared to what it's going to take for you to understand what happiness looks like. Let that sink in. Because let's think about it. 50% of your life is about experience through what is being shown to you, growth. The other 50% is really mastering what got you to that point. May it be through direct connections through your family members. May it be indirect connections to your reality. But the biggest disparity in it all is we give so much emphasis and energy and expectation. You say, well, what do you mean by that, Gerald? Okay. Let's look at your friendships. Why is it that we give so much emphasis and energy in the relationships that fail, that fall short, the ones we invest in? And we wonder why there are so many people today walking around with emotional scars, or they feel stuck. And you see it, you hear it in their well-being. It's because there's still a level of transparency that has yet to be mastered. May it be fear. You know what fear is. Finally, everything's a reality. But what if you don't like the reality that you finally see? I think a lot of times is the fact that I would like to believe we all wish to find what is required for the pursuit of happiness. Because I would like to believe that at the end of the day, what brings you outside your door, that makes you step out into this world, your reality, at the end of the day is the same energy that's required to bring you back. So what about those people that are in limbo? They're in influx. And they do it in reverse. They want what's outside because what's inside is not what keeps them feeling safe. Why is it that we can't have that dialogue with the people that matter the most? Or is it because we put too much emphasis and expectation and the result does not match the energy that is given to the investment? Let's think about it. So, like today, I'm multitasking. Cheers to you. I got my cup. You realize how many people are going to be walking around stepping over cracks, doing unnecessary energy stuff because it's allegory. Isn't, doing extra stuff they ain't got to do. But here's the thing. Just as I pointed out the example, and I know you've seen this countless times, when Popeyes put out that chicken sandwich. Why can't we use that same energy when it came to get that sandwich in your personal life? Just 10%. You realize how much just 10% of that energy could change your life drastically. But how can we change anything that we wish not to acknowledge is apparent or exist? Why? Why won't we? What's keeping you stuck? If you ain't happy with something, why won't you have the same energy and courage to speak on it? Think about that. Now, with that being said, because, come on now, this isn't a rant. This is love. This is passion. You know that. I'm going to ride for you. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, because you deserve better. We live in a world where there's so many narcissistic people walking around using fear tactics, using distraction, using any means necessary to prevent you from seeing the person that is blessed on the other side of that reflection looking back. And guess what? You know darn well they ain't prayed up. Who am I talking to? You see the stress like the concrete. You see it in their mannerism. You see it in their body. You see it in their health. But yet, they put on a good show and a good face every day. What's going on, family? You do understand you wasn't brought on this planet to suffer, right? You were born to fly. You was born just like everybody else to live your best life. So what's keeping you from it? What's keeping it in the perils of just a dream? You realize how many people that have been given natural God-gift talents, but they don't, for some reason, they keep it within themselves? Maybe that was a reason why you were given the life you were given, because it will be your efforts. It will be your actions that will teach every person that has been given access to your life. So let me ask you this. Just like you guys see me on here now. I told y'all a couple weeks ago that I'm using a new phone. This is the Galaxy 10 Note 5G. I like it. It does what it's supposed to do. It's a great phone. I mean, I'm upgraded. I got upgraded from the Samsung Galaxy 8 Plus. Now look at that. But guess what? It's a tool. Still to this day, people won't have the courage to go through their contacts and do some sifting. Why does that person have access to your life? Why? What do they bring to your life? Why? Why are they there? Purge that. Clip them ends. Sometimes, look, you know what happens when you leave ends unclipped? They become roots. And then you wonder why you see some people that walk around through life bitter, disheveled, broken. And you don't want to see them in that manner, but it goes in one ear and out the other. Why? Because ultimately it's a choice. They don't want to do them. They don't want to do the work. They like the condition. And it's sad. It can be downright hurtful to see, especially if you genuinely have a bond with them. You don't want to see people that, because guess what? Indirectly, people will overlook this all the time. But you do realize your friends that you choose to call friends, they're an extension of your mentality. But you don't want to hear that, because that's hitting home. That's why you can't find them when you want to have a decent conversation or just say hi. Why? Because you ain't on their level. Maybe you wasn't supposed to be on their level. Maybe it was just a chance, divine intercession. So, You guys are getting ready to step into your weekend. I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys stay prayed up. I hope that you continually and unconditionally give love, show compassion, empower the number one person that you see every day when you start your day. When was the last time you told you love you? Do you love you? Honestly, if you feel funny about saying the word love, why do you think your relationships are the same way? Because you're manifesting that. Come on now. Come on. But, not to be winded, I've come to learn, fam, a day not captured is a day squandered. That goes with everything you do. If you're not happy where you are, acknowledge you ain't happy, but have a game plan to change it. Because nobody can make you do what you don't want to do. You're the captain of your ship. You're the artist of your masterpiece. You are the masterpiece. So why aren't you giving yourself validation? I get it. We live in a narcissistic world where when it comes to selflessness, it is quickly marred and a smear campaign is given of someone being conceited. No, it's not. Because if you don't invest in yourself, how can you expect your environment to invest in you? Energy you put out is the energy that you will receive. So tell me again why you feel doubt. You know, I'm saying that to somebody because somebody's putting on a big face right now and because they think that works. But guess what? The people that don't have your best interest, they see that. They see that just like they know what you bring to the table from the first time you said hello. They know. They don't want you to change. They don't want you. They want you to stay seated right next to you on that table called distraction, better known as misery. That's why maybe you might see envy. You may be like, well, why are they flipping things up? What's going on that's so bad? Maybe that's something they haven't mastered. And they're afraid because they see you as the example that you're going to leave them. But then that requires you to have intimacy, intimacy into me, I see. Do you see what's going on inside you? Where the mind goes, the body flows. Do you like what you see? And if you don't like what you see, acknowledge it. The worst thing that we can do as human beings, spiritual beings first, is be our worst critic. Nobody can criticize you more than what's found in that beautiful mind. So if you don't like what you see, you don't like what's evident right now, come up with a strategy. Come up with one. Maybe you're not in the position right there to implement, but the fact that you're acknowledging what is present, what actually is going on, guess what? You've done half of the work. And guess what? Your best work is done behind closed doors. That's why when you see people, they put everything on social media. Why? Because indirectly they want validation for their existence. Let me tell you something. The most beautiful person that you can see is a person that walks in temperance. That's why, Queen, you can walk in a room and control it and don't have to say a word. Same thing with you, King. Your presence will be noted, just like bad behavior is the opposite. When you are not representing the best self, it is noted. And unfortunately, we have our babies that are looking at us in 4K and saying, I won't be just like you. Why? Because we are the ones that are blazing the trails. We are the ones that are leaving the physical and spiritual breadcrumbs for them to pick up. That's for somebody. Because, yeah, granted, I turned around 6 years ago and started talking about depression and started talking about mental health and how that has an impact on our society, in our community, when people would scoff at it because they would usually say, oh, auntie such and such, that's the way they are. They use that as an excuse to acknowledge that they don't understand what's present, and they accept it, they condone it. So why settle? Why? You ain't gotta settle. All you gotta do is be you. Family, all I'm saying is this. You blink twice, we in 2020. The year's basically on the backside now. We're almost done. Come up with a game plan of things you want to be completed before the end of this year. You can do it. You'd be surprised what you can do in 90 days. Just make sure whatever baggage, whatever, if it don't make you grow, it gotta go. Leave it in 2019. I'm going to tell you, your life will be lighter. You'll be soaring. You'll have a smile. And your actions may be the linchpin that will inspire somebody to do the same. Now, granted, there are going to be some people that are going to say, that won't last. That's just a fluke. That's a fluke. Okay. They're entitled to their opinion. Just like you're entitled to change. You don't need permission to be you. You don't. The question is when you're going to claim you back. I'm going to tell you, you're worth it. Now, I'm just curious. So I'm going to say this. If you see this video right now, I need you to thumbs up it, because I need to also purge my channel. And just like I explained to you guys that I'm going to be doing some different things, that's getting ready to kick off real soon. And, you know, sometimes you got to get out of people's way to find your own or to redefine it. And that's okay. That's all right. That's what growth's all about. But the thing is, you got to keep on moving. Can't live your life through the rearview mirror. That's not acceptable. So, you going to be the best you? Or are you going to live your life in regret? Choice is yours. But you know what? As long as I have a breath in my body, you are loved, you are blessed, you are protected. What you going to do with it? Have a great and safe weekend, family. Peace.